Good evening, this is Brant from tradeguild.blogspot.com, and we're going to just take a look at a couple of stocks that were mentioned last night, just see how they look today, what was going on. Basically the S&P and the Dow and the NASDAQ had broke out today, had some early strength in the morning and just were unable to hold on to it. It's played into our view that this is really a good time to take a vacation, more or less, if you're a trader. The market's not trending well. It's waiting for the Fed to speak and to interpret and digest all that the Fed says. So that could go a couple different ways, but in the meantime, the market just simply is not trending well. Even short-term traders, day traders, or couple day traders are finding that they can't even find, a trend in a stock for a half a day or 3/4 of a day to make some money. So it's certainly not been any easier on a daily, weekly time frame. But let's take a look at the first one I had up last night, which was ORB, Orbital Sciences. This was a play on a small pennant. Here's the volume. As you can see, that's diminishing over here. Basically, one of the themes on the blog lately has been bullish technical patterns like ascending triangles, pennants, big symmetrical triangles and such, just have not been panning out very well. This market has just had so much negative breadth to it and negative sentiment to it that these patterns that normally in a normal bull market would be just fabulous patterns to buy all day long, they're not looking so hot. So ORB basically saved itself. It's basically still just barely within the confines of this small pennant that you can see here. But, I'm suspicious. I would say, it's viable in this area. I wouldn't want to see a breakdown below, today's close, really. I would not hold that position probably there. I mean, there is some support, really, going back here. The premise of my trade, really, is a pennant. If you want to, widen out your stop, you could probably go just below $17 or just below today's low at $17.12. In any case, that's what ORB looked like today. Let's take a look at the next one, which is NGA. And here, again, this is kind of a play on a breakout above a technical level here and a consolidation back down. I think this is still very viable in here. TSV looks very good, way above that zero line. If we look at the technical indicators for accumulation distribution, even on a long-term weekly chart, they look good. So I like NGA. I would buy above this trend line here, which is around let me tell you exactly, 736, 740, and I would probably not hold that much below $7. So let's move on to the next one, which is HH. And by the way, ORB was KJ's pick from the tag board, NGA was 1200 Tech's pick, and HH is Sensei Kato's pick. So if these don't pan out, don't blame me, blame them. No, that's not true. I just want to say thanks in appreciation of their contributions to the blog. They're fine picks. Whether they work or not, is another story. But they are good picks. They're sound technical setups. This is a big symmetrical triangle. There's another one in SLXA, which is another one I'm going to show you. This looks pretty good. If you can buy it down here in this level of 270 or so, which it was trading at today, or close to it. Let's see, I have a discrepancy. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it traded down to 271. So basically, I like that, and if it breaks out, below 260 or so, I would probably say that pattern is no longer valid. But it looks good, and here's that technical buying again on a 5-day chart. Let me just scroll out. You can see there's divergences there. If you compare price at this level, where price is now, and then where money stream is at that corresponding level and where it is now, what you have is price coming down and money stream going up. So that's a relative divergence. It's a leading divergence, in fact. And I do like this stock. This is a longer-term play, so anybody who out there who appreciates longer-term plays and doesn't like so much the volatility of these shorter setups, then this is probably a nice-looking chart to take a look at. It's almost a 8-month consolidation. I got that out. Must have peanut butter in the roof of my mouth. Okay, moving along. The next one, I think it was my pick, This is pmtr, pmstar Inc. This looks good. You know, I'm not really sure how to draw these trend lines on this, but more or less this is a pennant type of formation. It has that general flavor to it. The trend lines are a little askew here, but if you scroll out a little bit to a 4-day chart, or probably a couple other time frames will do, you'll see this volume is tapering off into that consolidation, which in my mind confirms that that is in fact a consolidation and a continuation pattern at that. So I'd be looking for a breakout. It could come next week, it could come 2 weeks from now, I don't really know. But if you can buy towards the lower trend line down here, maybe even as low as 350, then I think that's a workable trade. You might use the 50-day moving average as your stop, and that would say maybe around 330, something like that. But take a look at pmtr. Next up is dndn, which is Dendrion Corporation Biotechnology. You know, this is just getting worked back up above that 50-day moving average the last couple months, and it has pulled back. It's kind of consolidating. It's under that 200-day moving average. Sometimes stocks tend to get squeezed between these two moving averages, and you know, often you'll see a breakout at some point. But if we kind of just zoom out here to that 5-day, there we go. You can see these divergences way back from 04 to now. I mean, it's quite a divergence there, with money stream actually heading up like this while price has been going down. So on a longer time frame, you know, it looks like a healthy stock. There is a level of resistance, as you can see here, around 520, something like that. So I think it's working on that level. I think probably that level roughly corresponds with the 200-day. Yeah, roughly. It's a bit higher, but all in all, I like this stock, and what I like is buying it at this 50-day moving average, which you had a great opportunity today at 440. So if you can buy it at 440, and you can say, okay, well, my stop will go, you know, down here below, say, yesterday's low, or a little bit below that 50-day moving average, I think you're in pretty good shape. So dndn is one to keep an eye on. Next up is LCRY. This is LCRY Corp. And same situation here. We had this breakout on good volume down here, and a nice technical pattern in TSV. It looks very positive. It looks like there's underlying accumulation here, and it's pretty obvious on the chart as well. And again, it's pulled back, and this has been kind of a rough market. So I'm not down on a stock for pulling back to that 50-day moving average in this market. But if you can buy it close to that 50-day moving average, and you can see it is supported very well right here in the last. You hear my dog? Sorry about that. He's just Anyway, it's a nice area to buy, and say if it breaks down below $13, you know, in this level down here, then you can say, okay, well, I'll stop out. You could even use this area where this gap was created, and you have a little bit of resistance there. You could even use that as a wider stop if you want to, you know, just give this one a chance on a longer time frame. But all in all, I like this stock. I think it's not in a bad position to start nibbling away at it. Next up is IDT, which is IDT Corp, Diversified Communication Services. Again, you can see it's pretty obvious on the chart what I'm looking at there, a symmetrical triangle, more or less. And it's a little bit higher in this triangle than I would prefer to buy it, but you know, there were some good opportunities even today to buy down in here at the 1330 level, somewhere in there. Ultimately, if you can get it around 1315, 1320, I think that makes a lot of sense, and then you have your stop, you know, maybe below this low over here, 1290. So a little bit below 1290. There is some support too off that rising window right there. Let me get rid of the pointer so you can see that. Okay, there we go. This is a rising window gap, so typically you'll see some support off that level, and you can see we supported off of it nicely there, kind of close here. So that may act as support too if you want to go for a longer position. I will be back with another video.